Gunther just delivered the most shocking return in 2026, and I am furious that the ring general, who's been missing from WWE television 4 weeks with no clear WrestleMania direction after his Rey Mysterio match plans fell through due to injury, waited until Seth Rollins was about to stomp Paul Heyman before dragging him out of the ring, locking in a BRU towel sleeper hold, and choking the visionary unconscious on top of the announce table in front of a stunned Madison Square Garden crowd. On Raw the 30th of March 2026, Seth Rollins was medically cleared to return after 4 months recovering from torn rotator cuff surgery and had all charges dropped from his in-storyline arrest last week, only for Gunther to make his shocking return and choke out Rollins while pointing to the WrestleMania sign, making it official that these two will collide at WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. And here's what has me absolutely enraged: WWE has only 2 weeks to build this match because injuries to Braun Breaker and Rey Mysterio forced WWE to scramble and throw together this last-minute WrestleMania matchup with zero storyline foundation. If you think Gunther vs Seth Rollins can save WrestleMania 42, or if you believe this feels rushed and desperate, drop your take in the comments right now, because what I'm about to break down will show you why this attack might be the most controversial booking decision of WrestleMania season. Part 1: The Setup Paul Heyman Celebration. Before Gunther's shocking return, Raw featured Paul Heyman in the ring celebrating the Vision's Tag Team Championship victory. Heyman's promo. Paul Heyman stood in the ring as the wise man to celebrate the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory defeating the Usos for the World Tag Team Championships. According to Yahoo Sports, Heyman is back in the ring to celebrate the Vision's title win. First trivia question for the comments: Paul Heyman is known as the wise man in WWE. Before joining the Vision, which wrestler did Heyman manage as the Tribal Chief Special Counsel? Name the wrestler. Heyman bragged about the Vision's success. He said he tried to do something special and give back to the community by pitting Brock Lesnar and Bar Femi against each other at WrestleMania. Adam Pearce interrupts. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce walked out to interrupt Heyman. Pearce had been trying to get Heyman to check his email all night. Heyman went off on a rant about Pearce, but Pearce had huge news to deliver. Second question: Seth Rollins suffered a torn rotator cuff in which month of 2025 that kept him out of action until March 2026? Answer: October, November, or December. Part 2: Seth Rollins medically cleared. The shocking announcement. This is where everything changed. The announcement. Adam Pearce told Paul Heyman that the Boston Police Department had dropped all charges against Seth Rollins. Context: Seth was arrested last week in storyline for attacking Heyman. Then Pearce delivered the second bombshell. Seth Rollins has been medically cleared for competition. According to Wrestling Incorporated, the GM told Heyman that the charges had been dropped against Rollins for his in-storyline arrest last week, and went further to say that he had also been medically cleared for competition. Heyman's reaction. Heyman responded by saying he wasn't surprised and that he wasn't afraid of Rollins, but you could see the fear in Heyman's eyes. Third question: Seth Rollins underwent surgery for a torn rotator cuff. How many months did it take for Seth to recover before being cleared? Answer: 3, 4, 5, or 6 months. Seth's entrance. Then Seth Rollins' theme song played. But according to Last Word on Sports, Rollins' theme song played as he snuck behind Heyman. Seth didn't come through the entrance. He snuck up behind Heyman in the ring. The chair shot. Wrestling Incorporated reported, a scared Heyman was then approached from behind by a masked Rollins in the ring, unmasking and clattering the manager with a steel chair shot. Seth was wearing a mask to disguise himself. He unmasked and hit Heyman with a chair. The Madison Square Garden crowd erupted. Fourth question: Seth Rollins is a founding member of which faction that includes Logan Paul and Austin Theory? Name the faction. Part 3: The Stomp set up Gunther's shocking return. Now let's get to the main event moment. Seth sets up the stomp. According to Wrestling Incorporated, he set up Heyman on the chair, presumably for a stomp onto it. Seth Rollins placed the chair in the center of the ring. He positioned Paul Heyman on the chair. He was setting up for his finishing move, the curb stomp onto the chair. This would have destroyed Heyman. Gunther arrives. Then Wrestling Incorporated reported, that's when Gunther made his return and cinched in a rear choke on Rollins. Gunther came out of nowhere. He pulled Seth Rollins out of the ring. The sleeper hold. According to Wrestling Incorporated, Gunther made his return and cinched in a rear choke on Rollins, pushing him up against the announcer's desk as Rollins flailed about looking for an escape. Gunther locked in his devastating sleeper hold. He pushed Rollins up against the announce desk. Seth was flailing, trying desperately to escape. Fifth question: Gunther's finishing submission move is called what? Name the sleeper hold Gunther uses. The choke out. According to WrestleZone, Gunther attacked Rollins outside the ring and immediately locked in his sleeper hold. He choked Rollins out on the announcer's desk, leaving him completely unconscious. Gunther choked Seth Rollins unconscious. Seth's body went limp on top of the announce table. The Madison Square Garden crowd was stunned. The WrestleMania sign. After choking out Rollins, Gunther did something significant. According to Sports Illustrated, the career killer locked in the sleeper hold and forced him to pass out on top of the commentary table, before lifting his head and pointing toward the WrestleMania sign. Gunther pointed to the WrestleMania 42 sign. This was Gunther saying, "I want Seth Rollins at WrestleMania." Sixth question, WrestleMania 42 takes place at Allegiant Stadium. In which city? Name the host city. Part 4, the match is official. WrestleMania 42. Later in the show, Adam Pearce made it official. The confirmation. According to WrestleZone, later, Pearce made the match official during the episode. Gunther vs Seth Rollins WrestleMania 42. This match is now happening in Las Vegas on the 18th of April or 19th. The backstory: injury replacements. But here's the controversial part about how this match came together. According to LBallad.com, Sean Ross Sapp highlighted that injuries to key wrestlers led to a reshuffling of plans within WWE. The original plans. Gunther was scheduled to face Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins was planned to face Bron Breakker at WrestleMania. Both matches fell through due to injuries. According to El Ballad, Rey Mysterio's injury disrupted Gunther's original trajectory, while Bron Breakker, despite being present, was out of action for Seth Rollins. Rey got injured. Bron Breakker had hernia surgery and isn't cleared. WWE was forced to pivot. Seventh question, before this WrestleMania 42 match was announced, when was the last time Gunther and Seth Rollins wrestled each other in singles competition? Answer: 2019, 2020, 2021, or 2022. Part 5, the 2-week challenge. Can WWE build this feud? Now here's the problem with this matchup. Only 2 weeks of build. According to the Sports Steer, WWE has just 2 episodes of Raw before now and WrestleMania 42 to build a story and rivalry worthy of a WrestleMania match, which is really no time at all. WWE has 2 weeks to make people care about this match. That's only Raw the 6th of April, Raw the 13th of April, WrestleMania 42 on April 18th to 19th. The lack of history. According to the Sports Steer, Gunther and Seth Rollins have very little history, though they could briefly touch upon their Raw match from several years ago when Gunther was still Walter. These two barely have any history together. They wrestled once as Walter vs Seth Rollins back in 2019. That's IT. How to make IT work. The Sports Steer suggested several ideas. 1. Gunther's explanation. Gunther needs to cut a promo explaining why he attacked Rollins. He could say he took matters into his own hands because everyone else on the roster was scared of facing him. Gunther can reference his historic wins over Goldberg, John Cena, AJ Styles, and say he deserves a WrestleMania match. 2. Add stakes. WWE could add stipulations to make the match more interesting. Loser leaves Raw. Winner gets a world title shot. Career vs career, though unlikely. 3. Use SmackDown. Since SmackDown is 3 hours, WWE can put Gunther or Rollins on the blue brand for extra promos and brawls. Final question, based on everything you've learned, do you think Gunther vs Seth Rollins will steal the show at WrestleMania 42, or will it feel rushed? Give your prediction. Part 6, the WrestleMania 42 card. Where does this fit? Let's talk about where Gunther vs Rollins fits on the WrestleMania 42 card. The current card. According to TWSN, with WrestleMania 42 set to take place 2 weeks from Saturday, on the 18th of April and the 19th of April at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Confirmed matches: Cody Rhodes vs Randy Orton WWE Championship, Centimeter Punk vs Roman Reigns World Heavyweight Championship, Abar Femi vs Brock Lesnar, Jade Cargill vs Rhea Ripley Women's Championship, Gunther vs Seth Rollins now official. The verdict. According to TWSN, well, the WWE may have just saved the hype for WrestleMania 42, and it can in the form of Seth Rollins vs Gunther. Some believe this match saved WrestleMania. According to TWSN, it gives WrestleMania another marquee matchup between 2 top-tier stars and adds momentum to a card that still needed more major storylines. But others think it feels rushed. The styles clash. According to TWSN, Gunther's hard-hitting, methodical style contrasts perfectly with Rollins' explosive, unpredictable offense, which should create one of the most compelling in-ring battles on the WrestleMania card. This match has potential to be a classic. Conclusion: the ring general makes his statement. Gunther shocked the WWE Universe on Raw the 30th of March 2026 at Madison Square Garden. Seth Rollins was medically cleared after 4 months. Charges were dropped from his arrest. Seth snuck behind Paul Heyman wearing a mask. He hit Heyman with a chair. He set up Heyman for a stomp onto the chair. Then Gunther returned. He pulled Seth out of the ring. Sleeper hold locked in. Seth flailed trying to escape. Gunther choked him unconscious on the announce table. He pointed to the WrestleMania sign. Gunther vs Seth Rollins WrestleMania 42 official. This match was born out of injuries. Rey Mysterio can't face Gunther. Braun Breaker can't face Seth. WWE had to pivot with only 2 weeks to build. But the potential is there. 2 of WWE's best in-ring performers. Contrasting styles, methodical vs explosive. Both need a big WrestleMania moment. April 18th to 19th in Las Vegas. The Ring General vs the Visionary. Can WWE build this feud in 2 weeks? Or will it feel rushed and unfinished? We'll find out at WrestleMania 42. Smash that like button if you think Gunther vs Rollins will steal the show. Subscribe to Wrestling Zone 1 for WrestleMania coverage. Drop your takes. Can WWE build this in 2 weeks? Who should win? Is this better than the original plans? Let's debate. I'll catch you in the next one.